hitting heavyweights coming through to the final. Ivan Dychko has had one of the easiest routes of anybody to get through into the final of the World Championships. 30 boxers in the super heavyweight category, and will Dychko, in front of his president, pull off another gold medal? Magomedrasul Majidov of Azerbaijan walks out 3-0, 3-0, 3-0 all the way down. He's the #1 seed in the world. The Olympic Games, he was 3rd place. He's the reigning world champion. As for this man, a giant, stands at 2 meters and 5 centimeters at a walkover in Sadish Kumar. And if you work in old money, that's around about 6'9.5" So he is a giant. Well, Majidov, a super heavy, but nowhere near in the giant league of Dychko. But he's fast, and he is the reigning world champion. He won the European Championship as well recently. Ivan Dychko, bronze medalist at the last World Championship, bronze medalist in London at the Olympic Games. He's never had a better opportunity to win World Championship gold. Our judges for the bout: Argentina, Algeria, Ireland, Italy and Puerto Rico. Our referee is Mr. Andrew Caulfield of Scotland, getting the honour to finish off the super heavies. And these two super heavies being watched by the Klitschko brothers, the greatest heavyweights of their era. So, Majidov of Azerbaijan in red, Ivan Dychko of Kazakhstan in blue. 3 3-minute rounds to see us out here in Almaty, Kazakhstan at the AIBA World Boxing Championships.
Well, Majidov will come to do business here. Sent Roberto Camarelli out in the semis. The Italian fighter that is another crowd pleaser here. Out-punched Camarelli, sent him to the canvas, and that's the power that Majidov has available to him. Dychko, a class act. For a man his size, he's very fast, he's very light, and he's much more on point than Camarelli displayed yesterday. Calculating fighter. Takes some good shots there, though, from Majidov. Majidov will have to come in under that guard of Dychko. Crowd in attendance here. All giving it up for Dychko. Majidov just biting at the bit, just waiting to land a shot. But that's a huge proposition in front of him, metaphorically and in reality. Catches him again. I have to say, Dychko is open to that left hook. Gets caught twice with it. That's good work from Majidov. Magomedrasul, Majidov may have stumbled upon a weakness. If he can just land something meaningful. We've just got over a minute left in this round. So far, Ivan Dychko tried to keep at distance, tried to work off his jab. Just try to have a little look-see, just to see what Majidov can bring to this.
Well, let's not forget the judges have been scoring aggression very highly, and it's Majidov is doing the stalking here. Dychko just hiding behind that jab at the moment. And this will be fascinating to see exactly how they score this. He's getting through with some good, clean jabs, Dychko.
Dychko not able to really turn his man and work off that range advantage. Good clean shots. That big left hand again from Majidov, I think, will be decisive here.
It may well be. It's so close, this first round between these two. Majidov's just the busier of the two. So that's it. Bell goes. The crowd cheer, feeling that Dychko's done enough, but has he?
Well, we'll look at the replay and you can see that left hand making such a difference here. Majidov comes in, able to throw it, and it's blind to Dychko. Not a clean hit there in that showing, but he's had some good connections.
Well, it's at 9-10 all the way to Dychko. They're impressed with that long jab of his, the judges. All happy with the way he's scoring. Majidov, they felt, was no doubt aggressive, but struggled to get through the reach disadvantage. Well, Dychko, he's got a couple of the greatest jabbers in the world in the form of the Klitschko brothers sitting up in the VIP section enjoying this fight. No one jabs like Vitaly and indeed Vladimir when it comes to boxing. Now Ivan Dychko in blue, Majidov, the world champion from Azerbaijan, in red. He's one round down at the moment.
The height and range are always going to be an important factor against Dychko. He's used it to good advantage. The judges like the evasive skills, and he is extremely quick for a big man, but he gets hit by the left hand again. Majidov rocks the head of Dychko, and that right hand of Dychko needs to come right up by his ear, because that is not a tight guard. And he looks at his corner. Majidov realizes that's the key to the door. It could cause an upset here, and he's very patient. He comes in, goes under the guard, doesn't throw it from the clinch. Dychko, good left-right combination. Thunders the right in, almost hits the sweet spot of Majidov. Majidov now starting to take shots coming in. Got to sacrifice a few to get inside to be able to do some work, but it's whether or not those few are going to be important. And Dychko slightly looser, slightly freer in letting go of the punches, making the combinations work now. Again, that searching left hand, making life difficult for Majidov.
He just keeps feeding him that jab. Majidov starting to breathe rather heavily now. He's done a lot of work to try and get through Dychko's jab. Is he tiring?
He's taken a lot of shots on the way in, Majidov. But we know there's power there. We saw him send Roberto Camarelli to the canvas in a semi-final. Just when you think all the upsets were over, up comes Majidov. But he's really bringing it now to Dychko.
He managed to beat Omarov in the quarterfinals, a similar style of fighter, a taller man than him. But Dychko's doing a much better job of keeping Majidov at bay, keeping him away.
It's a clean right hand that Dychko's making contact with, and he's slipping some shots there, looking good at the end of this round. Good evasive work from Dychko.
Well, final couple of seconds. The bell goes. We have just one round left in this 2013 World Championships. Well, the president watches on keenly here. Will Kazakhstan hear its national anthem once again? Let's have a look at this. Look at the action here.
Well, Majidov, powerful, trying to come in, trying to bring the action, but great work actually from Dychko, because he manages to keep distance and really take his man at range. Turns his body, really presents a difficult target, and slips a lot of what Majidov brought to it in the second round, and it needed a lot of effort to do that. And I do think now that maybe the tank is running a bit dry on Majidov.
Well, Dychko 18-20 across the board from all of the judges. 9-10, they all saw it. So a pretty clear lead at the moment for Ivan Dychko of Kazakhstan. All he's got to do is get through this round, even if he loses it, not lose it too badly, and he will be the world champion. So we're underway. Final 3-minute round in the super heavies at this World Championship in Kazakhstan. Dychko of Kazakhstan in blue, Majidov of Azerbaijan, the world champion, has a huge shot on Dychko there, and he's going to get a standing 8 with 2.5 minutes to go.
Well, he was absolutely rocked by that. I said that the guard of Dychko was suspect. It's the beginning of the round, and Majidov could finish this. It's a left hand, and it's a knockdown!
Oh, my goodness me. He's been sent to the canvas. He's calling it quits there, the referee. The doctor comes in, and that's it. It'll be a knockout. He's sending Majidov away to a neutral corner. Dychko stands up, and well, it's been quite a finish here. It's not the finish that the Kazakhs would have been looking for. The Azerbaijani coaches give their man a hug. And, well, Majidov, I think he feels actually sorry there for Dychko, who's really went down heavy.
Majidov knew that that left hand was always going to be a factor. He kept it back in the clinch. He could have thrown it over the top, but he kept it back. He caught Dychko with it a couple of times. Dychko didn't respond, didn't bring that right hand up to protect the chin, and Majidov, well, deserves it. They were two absolute rockets that came from the Azerbaijani hands. I mean, just unbelievable performance there from Majidov.
Well, concern from everybody, including the president, watching on, worried, and look at Majidov coming over to give him a hug here. Let's have a look at that action again. A cracking right hand over the top, sent him to the canvas for the first time, and then look at that again.
Absolutely connected. Down went Dychko. Well, if you come to beat a champion, you've got to beat him, and that's exactly what Majidov did. And, you know, to beat Dychko on his home turf at a championships like this, it's got to be conclusive, and that was.
Well, Majidov, incredibly humble world champion here. He's not delighting, not pumping his fist. Quite the opposite. He went over to worry about his opponent, who took two really heavy shots. Majidov has quite some power in those fists.
I actually thought it was the left hand that was going to come into play here, but they were overhand rights, and he landed them perfectly.
And he was world champion in 2011. He still is the world champion. It's knockout in round number 3. 1 minute and 1 second. Dychko gets taken away by the doctor. Magomedrasul, Majidov of Azerbaijan, still the reigning world champion.